Welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Matt.
I'm Mike.
And today we're talking about colored noises again, and we're wondering, do they help us sleep better?
That's right. We've learned about pink noise, white noise, brown noise. What else did we have? Purple noise? No. Anyway, we've learned about some of the colored noises. I've never really used a colored noise machine or app, but I did notice that some of the noises yesterday were compared to certain natural sounds in our environment. Rain, fans, waves, rivers, things like that. So are there any natural noises around you in your neighborhood that, you know, when they happen, you're like, oh, I'm gonna sleep really well tonight, or I hope that stops because I'll never sleep tonight with that noise going?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of loud noises around the neighborhood, like
really?
Scooters driving by very fast, and those don't really help me sleep at all. So, noises though, like rainfall, because I live on a rooftop apartment.
Okay.
So you can
quite loud.
You can hear the rainfall quite loud, but it's quite nice when it's raining. It helps to block out the noise of the scooters.
Okay, that's good. I find sometimes the rainfall near my house, I have a window with one of those little roofs on it, you know, over the air conditioner, and it can be quite loud when it's really tapping on that. But you're right, it does help to cover the sound of buses and cars and scooters driving by. I also like the sound of a fan. I find that can help me to fall asleep quite easily. And I've even heard some people say if you have a baby that doesn't sleep, you can turn on a vacuum cleaner. And that will create a similar kind of white noise. And apparently that is like what humans hear when we are inside our mummy's tummy before being born. The sound of the blood rushing around in the mummy's body is similar to the sound of a vacuum cleaner? I'm not sure about that. I'll have to interview some babies.
Right, well, at least maybe you can get some housework done while your baby is trying to sleep.
You can vacuum and sleep and really be rested and efficient. Anyways, let's find out a bit more about colored noises. Do they help us sleep better? Part 2.
There have been several experiments regarding the effect noise has on people, but so far these have been too small to reveal anything definitive. In a 2021 study, 10 New York City residents affected by loud environmental noises showed improved sleep quality and sleep duration when white noise was played. Another sleep study showed that 16 adults actually improved their memory of vocabulary after listening to pink noise in their sleep, though pink noise's effect on sleep quality wasn't measured. And while some people suggest that brown noise is the best noise for sleep, no studies have proven this claim.
Hello everyone, today we're talking about colored noises and do they help us sleep better? So we're going to be finding out more about what these colored noises can do for us in our article today.
Cool.
So there have been several experiments regarding the effect noise has on people, but so far these have been too small to reveal anything definitive.
Interesting. Yeah, a lot of us might think that noise is something that happens around us and it doesn't affect our bodies or our moods, our behavior, but a lot of different research has shown that maybe it does, but they're not exactly sure how much or how it works. More experiments need to be done.
Right, so they've done experiments. So an experiment is something that you can do in order to find out or to prove something. So to find out more about something or to show that something happens when you do the experiment.
That's right.
So the students performed an experiment to see which dish soap is superior. So maybe they brought several different kinds of dish soap and used it on the dishes and showed which plates were the cleanest, to show that which one is superior, which one is the best.
Interesting. Of course, with experiments, you have to follow scientific principle. Always be sure to record your results. Test in different ways. Test that soap on greasy dishes, using hot water, using cold water, using warm water, that kind of thing. Take a note of everything, and then you have results that can be repeated. Experiments have to be well done so that the results can be repeated in other places and times. Let's look at one of these experiments. It says, in a 2021 study, 10 New York City residents affected by loud environmental noises showed improved sleep quality and sleep duration when white noise was played. Okay, this is a good place to do a study. It's not really an experiment because the people are different, so you have to sort of control for that. But with 10 different people in 10 different parts of a noisy city like New York, it's a pretty good way of showing if it works or not, and it showed it generally did. If they listened to white noise, the sound of the garbage trucks or the cars or people playing basketball across the street or whatever, it didn't bother them so much. Their sleep was better, they didn't get woken up, and they slept longer, so they were more rested. That's good news.
Yeah, that's a good effect of that white noise study. Yeah. So let's look at another study. Another sleep study showed that 16 adults actually improved their memory of vocabulary after listening to pink noise in their sleep.
Ah, really?
Though pink noise's effect on sleep quality wasn't measured.
Interesting. So they played them pink noise. We're not sure if their sleep was really good, but they were better at memorizing words.
Right.
So somehow their brain function was improved. Hey, if you're going to have a history test and you have to learn a bunch of dates or names or something, why not play some pink noise?
Yes, yeah. If it's, I guess, not making your sleep worse, then you might as well give it a try.
There you go.
Good for remembering words.
That is very interesting. And while some people suggest that brown noise, that's the lower frequency one, so while some people suggest that brown noise is the best noise for sleep, no studies have proven this claim. Interesting. You might think that the higher frequency noises will keep you awake, the lower ones are better, but really, I guess it's kind of personal. You might like brown noise, I might prefer pink noise. Who knows? So that is an interesting thing, and also shows us that if we're trying it out, we might want to try different types of noise.
So, yeah.
Because what works for you might not work for other people.
Do your own experiment on yourself.
Get your own colored noise. I could maybe have my turquoise noise.
Right.
Ooh, that's exciting. Let's take a break, and then we'll be back.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们在第一天的课文有简单介绍有色噪音。问题是，它们真的能够助眠吗？关于噪音对人的影响，已经有进行好几项实验，但到目前为止，这些实验规模都太小，没办法显示任何决定性的事。另外呢，虽然有一些人建议棕色噪音是最适合睡眠的噪音，可是也没有研究证实这个说法。我们来看单字 experiment。它是指实验、试验，这个单字也可以当动词，可是注意动词发音是 experiment。那它当动词表示用什么来做实验。这边一个重点，我们要进入文法时间。好，这边要介绍的是 while 当连接词的3种意思。第一种是指虽然、尽管，那就相当于 although。例如 while he lives far away, he's never late for school。虽然他住得很远，但他上学从不迟到。第二个，我们可以用 while 去表达在什么的时候与什么同时，像是 The phone rang while he was taking a shower。他洗澡的时候，电话响了。那么第三个可以用 while 去表达而、然而或是却怎么样，常常用来对照前后2个不同的事物。这时候 while 就跟 whereas 意思用法相同。举例来说 ，While Alice enjoys classical music。Her sister prefers pop music. Alice 喜欢古典乐，那她的妹妹比较喜欢流行乐 pop music. 好，那我们接着回到课文中。
So why do some people claim to sleep better with certain colored noises? There are some theories that might explain this phenomenon. One involves sound masking, and it states that white noise masks the sound of isolated, distracting sounds, resulting in better sleep. Another theory is that this sleep aid effect could be an example of classical conditioning. For example, people who sleep better with brown noise may have conditioned themselves over time to fall asleep whenever they hear it. There are many white, pink, and brown noise audio files online, so it's easy to investigate this for yourself. You never know. You might also be able to increase your word power.
All right, so white noise does seem to work in the few studies they've done. So, why do some people claim to sleep better with certain colored noises? That does seem a little strange, but you know, some people do say, oh, I prefer brown to white and pink to red or whatever. So, why do people say this? There are some theories that might explain this phenomenon. So, some scientists do have some ideas to explain this. That's why we call these things theories. A theory is basically an idea or an explanation that works in someone's mind, but maybe hasn't really been tested or they haven't done the experiments to prove that it's a fact. For example, several theories on the identity of the killer were rejected by the police. So police had a few ideas about who it might be, but these are not facts. They don't have fingerprints or a gun. They didn't arrest anyone. These were just ideas.
So we're talking about theories about this phenomenon. So a phenomenon is something that is observed to happen, but it's not certain what the cause of this thing is, or there may be many ideas about what the cause are, but no one's really sure what exactly the reason is.
Interesting. It definitely happened, but it's a little mysterious. Okay.
So we have some ideas, but not certain. So, for example, no one could explain the strange phenomenon that was seen in the sky last night.
Ah, okay. Very interesting. And another fun thing about phenomenon is if you have more than one, they are phenomena, not phenomenons.
Okay, I didn't even know that. That's
phenomena.
All right. So the article continues, one involves sound masking, and it states that white noise masks the sound of isolated distracting sounds, resulting in better sleep.
I believe that one.
That's something I think I've experienced myself.
Absolutely.
When there's heavy rainfall, I can't hear the traffic noise.
There you go. Sometimes I make my room a little too cold because I have to turn the fan up more powerfully so it's louder, but I do want to isolate those noises. If something is isolated, it's kind of on its own. It's away from other things or other people. It's not really well connected. It might be sort of lonely or whatever. If you're an isolated person, maybe you're old, you can't get out, you don't have family and friends to come and visit you. For example, our neighborhood has experienced a few isolated robberies over the past few years. So this isn't something that happens every day, just once in a while in a few different places. These are isolated incidents, so I guess the police aren't too worried about them. Back to the article. Another theory is that this sleep aid effect could be an example of classical conditioning. For example, people who sleep better with brown noise may have conditioned themselves over time to fall asleep whenever they hear it. It's not really masking noises or anything. It's just something they associate with being relaxed, being in bed, and falling asleep. But other people might not experience that.
That's good too, to have something that can help you
If it works.
fall asleep if you're used to it.
Why not?
So there are many white, pink, and brown noise audio files online. So it's easy to investigate this for yourself. You never know. You might also be able to increase your word power.
That's a good point.
Right, so that one study mentioned that pink noise.
Pink noise.
Pink noise can help you to remember vocabulary.
Wouldn't that be splendiferous?
So as I said, there are audio files online. Audio files meaning sound files. So audio is a word that just means related to sound or listening. So for example, the audio part of the broadcast was a few seconds behind the video.
Okay.
So that means it didn't match up. The video is moving faster than the sound is coming in.
There you go. All right. So yeah, you might want to investigate these sounds yourself. That doesn't really mean to sort of do experiments, but just learn more about them, try them out, find some of them online, listen to them when you're sleeping over the next week or two. When we investigate things, we're basically doing research, we're learning things. It could be like the police investigating a crime in an official, important way, or it could be you investigating the idea of going on holiday in Argentina. You don't know much about it, you want to learn about it, what's it like, you're going to investigate it or basically do research and find out more. For example, officials are investigating the cause of the fire. They're going to do what people do when they want to find out why fires start. All right, so what do you think, guys, about white noise? Here's our question, or colored noise. Here's our question. Which theory about colored noise's effect on sleep do you agree with, and why?
I think I agree with the sound blocking theory.
Sound masking?
Sound masking, yeah, because in my own experience, I'm not conditioned to it. I don't use it every time. But if there is some construction going on in my neighborhood or some loud noise outside, I might put on some white noise to try and block out that sound.
Yeah, I agree. If it's quiet, you don't often use it, but when it's noisy, you do find it helps. Or though, maybe it's just classical conditioning. Who knows? But try out a few different sounds. You might find that you have a wonderful night's sleep and you do amazingly well on your next English vocabulary test.
Right.
Wouldn't that be great? Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you soon. Until then, they're all falling asleep.
Yeah.
为什么有些人声称用特定的有色噪音能够睡得比较好呢？像之前我也有听说一些妈妈会用白噪音来安抚宝宝，帮助宝宝入睡。课文就提到一些看法，可能可以解释这种现象。好，先来看单字 theory， 它表示观点、看法、理论或是学说。那么 phenomenon 它表示现象，它的复数是把最后的 on 改成 a， 变成 phenomena。好，那我们来听听看其中一个看法，就是 sound masking 声音遮蔽。它指出白噪音呢可以遮蔽个别的分散注意力的声音，结果呢就会睡得比较好。另外一个看法是，这种助眠作用可能是古典制约的一个例子。举例来说，那些在棕色噪音下睡得比较好的人，可能就是渐渐让自己习惯每次听到这种噪音时入睡。其实网络上有很多这种白噪音啊、粉红噪音、棕色噪音的声音档，同学们就不妨自己去听听看，看看这些噪音对你有没有帮助吧。来看课文单字 isolated， 它是形容个别的、孤立的，或是形容偏僻的。那么 audio 它是形容声音的、听觉的。再来 investigate， 这个动词是指调查、审查，可能是去调查什么真相啊、原因等等。还有文中他提到 classical conditioning 是指古典制约，也就是透过反复的人为干预，在原本不存在关联的两个事件之间把它建立起联系。好，这边两个重点，我们要进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 result in， 表示产生什么什么结果，导致什么什么，那么后面就是要接结果。这时候 result in 就跟 lead to 意思相同哦。举例来说，
Poor eating habits may result in obesity.
不良的饮食习惯可能会导致肥胖。好，第二个重点是 whenever 当连接词的时候，它可以用来引导副词子句去表达每当怎么样、每次怎么样。这时候意思就相当于 each time 或者是 every time。举例来说， I listen to music whenever I feel stressed. 每当我觉得压力大的时候，我就会听音乐。好，以上是今天的讲解，别走开，马上回来哦。
There have been several experiments regarding the effect noise has on people, but so far these have been too small to reveal anything definitive. In a 2021 study, 10 New York City residents affected by loud environmental noises showed improved sleep quality and sleep duration when white noise was played. Another sleep study showed that 16 adults actually improved their memory of vocabulary after listening to pink noise in their sleep, though pink noise's effect on sleep quality wasn't measured. And while some people suggest that brown noise is the best noise for sleep, no studies have proven this claim. So why do some people claim to sleep better with certain colored noises? There are some theories that might explain this phenomenon. One involves sound masking, and it states that white noise masks the sound of isolated, distracting sounds, resulting in better sleep. Another theory is that this sleep aid effect could be an example of classical conditioning. For example, people who sleep better with brown noise may have conditioned themselves over time to fall asleep whenever they hear it. There are many white, pink, and brown noise audio files online, so it's easy to investigate this for yourself. You never know. You might also be able to increase your word power.
Located on the intersection of Fuxing Road and Wenhua Road, Japan Boat Takoyaki has a large blue sign with a big octopus on it. The shop has become one of the most famous landmarks of Fengjia Night Market and is a popular gourmet spot that draws long lines. The octopus balls are fried until they are golden brown and crunchy. Each box contains 6 balls, which are stuffed with sweet cabbage slices and chewy octopus chunks. When you try them with mayonnaise and katsuobushi shavings, the texture and flavor are further enhanced. If you like spicy food, you can also season them with wasabi. And one of the greatest things is that you don't need to spend much to enjoy such a delicious snack.